Guys, I'm Tony Hughes. You're listening to the Friday Frothy. What a fantastic show.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Friday Frothy. Is that right, Al? Hello. Are we on?
That was a really dull start.
Jeez, let's start that again.
I was mucking around there.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Friday Frothy. My name's Jeffy.
Yeah, I'm Glenn.
Hello, mate. Glenny, how you doing, buddy?
Great to be back in the bar, mate. In the establishment.
Look at you. All dressed up in the
bright
orange.
Bright and orange in my Oklahoma. I better get this right. Oklahoma State.
Yeah, the
And I'm going to
Cowboys.
leave that to you, mate, because you know what's been. Why we're wearing this.
Well, we will.
You'll
We're going to talk about that shortly, and we're going
nice
to.
and bright, though, aren't we?
Well, it comes up really
Glow
nice
if it
here.
was running through the city at the moment.
We might have to change our shirts, mate. I tell you what, they look good. Robbie Thompson Fettuccine is on. Hello,
the big
Fettuccine. And so's Juanita. Hello, Juanita.
How
Thanks
are you,
for
Juanita?
joining us, guys. I hope you're all well.
The Fox is on.
The Fox. 2
I've
traffic
seen
cones.
it.
I like it. Traffic cones.
Actually, I just got over a couple of beers I had with Rob
That's
too.
a good one.
Yeah, you've been up to Queensland, haven't you?
Yeah, had a few there with Rob and
Brought the old COVID back.
brought a bit of COVID back with me, Rob. Thanks for that.
Got her off the Fox. That's what the Fox said, anyway.
That's what the Fox said.
Juanita said before, I hope we're going to have a good night tonight. And let me tell you, Juanita, we are going to have a fantastic night tonight because
We are.
it's our last night tonight,
It is.
Glenny,
It's
for the
like-
year.
It's like Christmas, mate.
Well,
now.
it's getting close to Christmas, isn't it? And
Everyone's busy and we're all, all excited now in other states. They're opening borders. We think they are. They're opening airports and
Yeah.
people are moving again, mate.
yeah,
So life happens again.
life happens again. So, yeah, guys, thanks for joining us. Hope you're well. Thank you for supporting us throughout the year. It's been a tough year, as we spoke about
Very tough.
over and over and over, Glenn, for the show. And, it's been tough to get guests. And we're going to come back next year. We're going to be bigger,
Well,
better,
that's what I mean.
brighter.
I think
Well,
it's-
brighter. We
I
can't
think
get
it's
any
better.
brighter.
No, well, we can't get any brighter. I think it's better for everyone because, like your bands and people like to go and see bands in different states and that sort of thing, and they haven't been able to play.
Yeah.
Your musicians and all that. So
Yeah.
once that all starts, people start moving around again, and the Sydney to Hobart's back on.
Yeah,
Jeff.
yeah, we
I
might do a bit
don't know,
more
I
coverage
just
on
thought
that
I'd
next
just
year.
Is it?
Well, this year, yeah,
Is
it
it?
is.
That's
These are really
coming
echoing
I
a
think
lot.
they're going to limit. I don't know if it's
really
true,
good.
but I thought they said they were going to limit the not so many big boats are coming in.
Oh, there's only 3 maxis.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so there's a chance you and I might get a lift on one of them,
might
mate, to
be.
be honest with you. So
If I keep drinking, I look like a max at the moment. Anyway,
I'm going with you. Mate, let's start the show tonight, guys. If you don't know who we are, my name's Jeff. This is Glenn. We do this show fortnightly at the moment. Who knows what's going to happen next year? It might go back to weekly. It might go back to monthly. It might go back to 6 monthly. No, that won't happen because we still enjoy doing what we're doing, and we're gonna ramp it up next year and do a couple of new things. And we talk about sports. Glenny, what sports do we talk about?
all sports.
All sports.
All sports. That's in a nutshell.
Yeah.
All sports.
No, this is in a nutshell.
Oh,
No, that's
yeah,
my mate. Just before we do kick off the show tonight and start talking about what we're going to do, guys, just to let you know, we've got the big Philly Kingston, the Guru, coming on at I think
Guru's back.
7:30.
Yep, the Launceston Flyer.
He's going to give us the lowdown on Tim Payne, the Ashes, and the selection of the new captain. So
Yes.
he'll be
We'll
all
talk
over
about
that.
The big captain.
And then at
Australia.
8 o'clock, I think, Lenny, we've got Darren Belling. It's been 3 years since we've had Darren Belling on the
It's
show.
3 years. This is in Darren, was it? Well,
Yeah.
nice fella, and up there in Queensland.
Queensland.
Just up in Queensland, wasn't we, Rob? By the way, out there at your lovely house out there at Rabina. Went down and had a few refreshments at the tavern there with Rob and
Razor Ray.
the lovely Razor.
Well,
Yeah.
he's just put up. Good to see you both. Just me here tonight. Razor Ray is on tour, so she's on.
She's
her way to
she's
Bathurst.
ready to go. Yeah, well, she was. It was good to see her. They got a lovely place out there at Rabina, and yeah, really nice. Great to catch up with them.
Well,
so I'm glad he's caught up with us tonight.
I'm glad you did. Yeah. And it's good to see you guys. Thank you. And Juanita, Rob, and Razor, and all the guys out there who religiously watch our show and come and talk to us. We really appreciate it, and we appreciate you coming on every time we're on. So thank you. Guys, strap yourself in because we've got a long show tonight. There's a lot of sport on at the moment.
You might hit crickets later on.
Is that when you need a toilet break?
Could be.
Yeah. Just a sad note to start the show off, Lenny, and I don't like doing this, but
we're going to get it out of the way.
Let's get it out of the way.
Because we're going to have fun tonight.
Yeah,
but
we are.
We've got some serious stuff to get out of the way, and we're after you, mate.
A mate of mine, Matthew Richards, I can't even think of my own because I'm bloody just can't think of it, but Connie the Cow, he was part of Variety. Last 3 years, this guy is he's raised over $90,000.
Wow.
For Variety.
Wow.
He's this year they're doing a thing in Launceston, 100 bikes for 100 kids, where they raised money and bikes, got donated, did them up, and they gave them out to kids for free. 100 bikes for 100 kids. There's a picture of them up now. Unfortunately, Matty lost his life last week, and
just out of Lonnie. So that's it. We're always going to say, live your life while we're here, because we're only here for a short time. But obviously that guy gave, and unfortunately it's sad.
It is, mate.
I didn't know him, but anyone that's done that sort of thing, he sounds like a nice knockabout fella. And
I didn't
unfortunately, I feel sorry for his family.
Yes, yeah.
And
I didn't know him that
himself.
well, mate. But
No.
he's that sort of guy who just touches you and just.
No.
I mean, not touches you. You know, I don't want to talk about that.
No, he had he made an impression on you.
He's an amazing guy,
yeah.
absolutely amazing guy, and it just makes you wonder, how can someone like that be taken who does so much for so many people and kids? And
well, this is what I mean
Very
with
sad.
all what's been happening throughout the world with the COVID and all that sort of thing. It's you know, we take life sometimes for granted, and obviously now we've opened up our eyes. Look, also I'd like to sort of say, you know, condolences. Obviously, I would have liked to have gone to the funeral of a guy that
you've lost
I
someone
knew,
too,
a fella called Keith Bradshaw.
Yep.
For people that don't know who Keith is, he was a young fella like myself, exactly the same age. 25. No, 58.
21.
No, he's 58,
Yes.
Keith, and
Yes.
he was actually, when I went to high school, he was my cricket captain, and by far hell of a better cricketer than I could ever think of being, and that. But his mother used to do the scoring, and I'll keep this very brief, but she actually scored for Australia too. This lady,
really? Rightio.
and he had a son that was a special. Sorry, he had a brother. Sorry, that was special needs as well, and you know, lost his dad at an early age. And look, he played for Tasmania. I'll be very brief. He played for Tasmania in cricket with the great David Boone and that. And I, you know, me and the mates would go along and watch him. And he was a very smart guy. He worked for Deloitte's. Who anyone who knows who Deloitte's was a massive firm of lawyers or accountants. Accountancy. Sorry. Beg your pardon, I'll get it right. And he had to give up some of the cricket due to that. At any rate, I didn't hear from him. Well, didn't hear anything about him, as you lose track of what people do when you leave school. Anyway, next minute I heard that he actually got a gig at Lord's in England,
That's
which
huge.
is, I don't know. And Phil, we're going to I might even ask Phil this.
Phil
We could ask him because he may know a little bit more about Keith later on, where I did. You know, I knew him at school, but to be asked, anyone, I was saying to Jeff off air before, anyone outside England to actually run the whole, because that's the biggest thing you can have
in cricket.
Lords, and this kid has gone, he went over there, he actually took it by storm. They wanted him to keep running Lords. He wanted to come back to Australia. Australia got him, and then he actually, you know, when they did the Adelaide Cricket Ground, they put him in charge of all that, and he ran all that back down in Australia. I think he's left behind 4 young girls. I think I've got it right. And and a fiance. I think he'd remarried or was trying to get remarried, and he was ill for quite a little bit of time there. So to rest in peace, Keith.
Both Keith and Matt,
And Matt,
we're thinking of you, or not of you, but your families and your friends.
Yeah.
The guys for Connie and Cal, the funerals today, and it would have been really tough on these guys. So
Yeah, well, everyone throughout Australian cricket, anyone who was anyone was at and I thought it would be here because he was born here, but they actually,
South
for him,
Australia.
they all walked around the Adelaide cricket ground.
Yeah.
And obviously, we can't go, but
Yeah.
I would have gone to the funeral had it been here. But look, rest in peace, you guys.
Well done, Glennie.
Great people.
Well done.
Great people. Anyway, let's on a brighter note.
Let's on a brighter note.
Let's
Talk about these shirts,
We can't
mate.
get any bloody brighter, mate. I know that.
Far out. We have got to thank
Really
Michelle,
good anyway.
Michelle and Donnie from Oklahoma.
Yep.
Now, you guys, if you follow the show, you would have seen us interview Terry Long and these guys.
Turning that off.
You
I'm
sound
sorry.
like Woody the Woodpecker
I'm
over there,
turning
mate.
it off, mate, if I can turn it off. I'll have to give it
We interviewed the guys from the Sooners, and it's the college
You take it away, thank you.
college football, Glennie.
Yeah.
Now, we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago. The Sooners actually played Texas, I think, and it was one of the best games I've ever seen.
Yeah, well, this was only a couple of weeks ago.
Talking gridiron,
It
right?
was brilliant. Yeah, no, we watched it here.
We
We
did.
had it on
We did.
We had it
Yes.
on the Frothy. It was brilliant.
Yes.
Best
So,
thing I've ever seen.
Michelle and Donnie, we met on a cruise. Al?
A couple of years
2
ago now.
2 years ago.
It would have been
Christmas
now.
2 years ago.
It's Christmas 2 years ago.
On
Fantastic.
the way to
people.
New Zealand, wasn't it?
New Zealand.
On the
Norwegian Jewel.
Norwegian Jewel we was on.
That was it. Norwegian Wood.
Was it Norwegian Jewel?
It
It
was
was a
New-
Norwegian Jewel.
it was.
It wasn't the Pacific Jewel.
It was the
the
Norwegian
Jewel.
Yeah.
Norwegian Wood.
We only like
La,
we
la,
only
la,
travel
la,
on
la, 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 la,
Where I-
la,
you know-
Norwegian Jewel.
Well, I'm
know.
glad it wasn't Norwegian Wood, otherwise you would have just been bobbing around in the middle of the not going anywhere.
That's how I felt a few times on the cruise, let me tell you. A bit of Norwegian Wood.
It was fantastic.
But yeah, these two that we met, Donnie and Michelle, well, not Donnie and Marie, don't get,
I was
don't get
thinking
confused.
that.
I knew
now.
you
I
would.
was about to say, because
knew
I
you
think I
would.
might have called her Marie. I don't have many drinks on the boat.
That's why I've started the show with Michelle and Donnie, so we don't say Donnie and Marie. But fantastic people. And then Michelle sent these shirts. I didn't even know it was going to happen. She just sent them through to us. And it says, Michelle and I wanted to say hello and share a little something from our homeland with you. We're a house divided when it comes to college football. That's going to be a rough time, Donnie. She roots for the Oklahoma State Cowboys, which is this.
This.
Yeah. And he roots for the Sooners.
The Sooners, which is Oklahoma.
Well, they're both Oklahoma.
Yeah, but
such a
one
showdown.
state. Yeah, well, that's right. So
If I'm not mistaken, my buddy Terry sent you some shirts last year for OU, Oklahoma, so she thought it would be fitting to send you a couple from the Cowboys. I picked up a couple of koozies, which are called our stubby coolers.
there we go.
Oh, is that what they call them?
Yeah, koozies, right?
Thank you, and thanks.
They're
too,
from
for
the
this.
hottest bar and grill in Stillwater.
Stillwater.
Home of the Cowboys. For you as well. She was hoping that you could wear.
Joe's.
We've
Eskimo Joe's.
We've stuffed up here, Michelle, because you asked us to wear one of the Sooner shirts and one of the orange
Yeah,
shirts,
but
but
we-
we've just gone the full orange.
Well, we did, and we're not going to apologise for it because
no, we're not.
because we did have a look at the score of the results.
Well,
And what was the results there, mate? Sooners and that.
before we do, it's called the Bedlam game. Right?
Bedlam.
This is what's called the Bedlam game. It's on November
Pretty
27th
serious.
at Oklahoma State. Sooners lead, I don't know what this means, 90, 18 and 7. So it's got to be 90 wins to 18 losses,
That's how I
7
saw
draws.
it. Yeah. So we're talking a couple of hidings.
The Sooners have won the last 16 of the 18 games. So...
Yeah. So we're both wearing
We're
the state.
We're on the state.
We're on the
Sorry,
state.
Donnie. We're
We-
going. So
We might become recruiting managers here over in Australia. We might send a few players over to
It's
Oklahoma
a
State.
bloody good game. We had it on last
We
time
did.
the
Yeah,
South was
brilliant.
on. We went
Yeah,
down
brilliant.
there, chucked KO on and watched a bit of gridiron.
It was brilliant.
It was fast, wasn't it? I
It
mean,
was.
normally the games a little bit can
No,
be
it
stop
was-
start. This was absolute action from go to way.
Well, I know we asked this when we interviewed the guys from the Sooners.
Well,
We
they are
asked
terrific people. They are great people.
The college games are just huge.
100,000. We spoke about the
Yeah.
crowds. I mean, if people think, oh, college, and we think, oh, there might be 4,000 or something. No, I think 100,000.
Yeah. So, So there you go, guys. Like I can give you a little bit of this. This is a college football gridiron game. It should be an absolute doozy. Oklahoma State is playing its best football over the past 4 weeks and suffering its one loss to the Cyclones. I don't know who they are, but
No,
Cyclones.
sounds-
So they've only had one loss. The winner of this game quickly becomes the conference favourite to earn the trip to the college football playoffs. All right. So from what I can understand, and people who are watching in America, I hope I don't stuff this up, but I probably will because that's what we do on the show, right?
That's right, Jeff.
Right.
Sorry.
So if the Sooners win, they'll more than likely go into their
probably will
playoffs,
win.
right?
It's 16 days.
Yeah.
There you go.
If the state loses, the Cowboys, they still have a chance to get in. But I think,
prelim.
think
Yeah.
if the Sooners lose, I don't know. But they're both going extremely well. So
Yeah. Well, we hope that they're still married at the end of this.
the last match, the
Donny
Sooners won 41-13. So it was a bit of a car crash there. But
was.
so good luck to
Exciting,
the
though, isn't it?
Weddell
Very,
House.
very
and,
exciting, and that's their, as I said, all these people that go through and play in these leagues, and then end up, well, obviously the best players end up in the major, as I call them, NFL, major leagues, and we know how tough it is to get in that because we've had a few Australian guys go over, and the best they can be, which is not to be put down, they're punters. Most of the guys from Australia end up being punters because they're good kicks.
Yes. But
They certainly is a quick game.
I like the way you said punters.
Punters.
Thank you,
A bit like
Michelle and Donnie. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no, look, we do
I hope you
appreciate
will.
it.
We miss you guys.
And we miss yous, and keep having those duck farts over there.
Duck
mate.
farts!
Duck
farts!
There you go. I could hear him coming from the bar. Why do you guys want some duck farts up there?
Fettuccine, you'll agree with me. He was the mayor of the jewel, wasn't he?
We could always find Donnie. It didn't matter where he was on the ship because he'd always be there at the
bar.
poker. Well, there.
Poker on
He'd
the
be
bar.
playing poker on the bar.
Yeah.
Michelle knew exactly where's Donnie. That's where he was.
Yep. Mate,
Not gin, Donnie. Sorry.
so thank you to that, guys. Let's throw over Glennie to a bit of dart news because Juanita loves a dart. She's related to
The header.
the Heat, the mayor of the jewel. He was
The Heat.
Damon Hedder. He plays tonight. I think he does in a
We've had a little roll tonight, didn't we?
Yeah, you're doing all right. You played okay.
I had a couple of darts that hit the board.
Did it well.
Phil is still bobbing around.
Yeah, that's all that. Juanita, what can I say? Last week, actually, let me just start off, Juanita, by saying that how much I am loving the darts at the moment, Glennie, because when you go back and you watch in the past, and you would know this yourself, you had Phil, the Power Taylor, unbeatable.
Yep.
In his time, he just win everything.
Yeah, like Eddie Charlton when he played.
Exactly. You'd had Barneville, where he would win everything, and then you had Van Gerwen. He would win everything. He was unbeatable.
Price, then he came into it.
And now Gerwin Price is winning everything. But now all of a sudden, all of these guys are all starting to fight
I
again.
can see Phil, you put your things on.
Yeah. Wait a second.
Yep.
You've got Peter Wright, you've got Van Gerwen, you've got Gerwin Price, you've got Johnny Clayton, you've got all of these guys and young kids who are coming through as well that are capable of winning tournaments. 4 a.m. on Saturday morning, WA time. He plays on board 2. That's David Hedder. We will come back to the darts and the dart news because I want to talk a little bit about
Cricket.
who do I want to talk about?
Phil? No?
Yes.
Fallon Sherrick. Yes.
Sorry, who are we
Stick
talking
your headphones in.
But we're going to talk to Philly.
yeah, okay, we're going to talk to Phil.
So, ladies and gents, we have got our cricket guru,
Can you hear?
the man
A
of the
little bit of
moment.
cricket news at the moment, eh?
It's very echoey.
Yep. Put up with it.
Very.
Yep.
Philly, Kingston. Where is he?
Can you hear?
You there, Philly?
Evening, gentlemen.
I can hear him. Jeez, it's like an echo chamber.
It is, isn't it?
Can you hear him?
Yeah, sort of.
Okay, we're good to go then.
You there, Philly?
For us.
Yes, I'm in the slumber position on the couch at home, and I grew up at Nipsey for most of the day with the Marsh Couple and a bit of Sunshine Coast Gallops. And after I've performed all my duties, I got permission to have a beer and cheese and bicky, and then now I'm on the Friday Frothy. What could be better than that?
Jesus, Vicky. Good to have you, mate. It's fantastic to come on tonight. Hey, listen, there's big news in cricket, buddy. Tim Payne made the announcement today. He's taken a break due to mental health. What do you think of that?
Yeah, well, as we had a chat during the week, and look, we don't want to go in the ins and outs of what happened and why it happened and all that, but like at 36, 37, I know it's tough enough for really good cricketers to not fall off the edge, and you get a point, I think, where 35, 36, even the really, really great test players, there's a point where you just fall off the cliff a bit and you lose a bit of confidence. And I think on top of what Tim was dealing with and bringing it out into the open and not really knowing, I guess it's got to be a mental challenge to be able to deal with that. Like, as much as you might want to say that, I'll be fine, and obviously he wasn't fine, and he had, I'll give him credit, he had the temerity and the honesty to come out and say, for whatever reason, mentally, physically, I'm not ready to go. So, all the other conversations we heard that he was right, he was fine, and people were putting words in his mouth, but really, it's a responsible position being the wicketkeeper in the National Series, and so I give him credit for saying what he said and being honest to the pundits.
Philly,
Public.
is there any chance you can get a little bit closer to your microphone, mate? We're just struggling to hear you a little bit, that's all.
Okay. Better?
You there?
Better?
Say something?
Better?
Yeah, that's better, mate. Hey, listen, I know you don't want to talk too much about it, but how do you think this was handled? I thought it was kind of strange that he's resigned on his own and then gone in to face the media, and no one from Cricket Australia came in and was there beside him. He just did it on his own. That's an odd thing, isn't it?
Yeah, look, I've seen, and we've all seen the commentary around it, and and the wisdom of hindsight and what could have happened, and Cricket Australia saying if they had known what they knew, that they would have done this and that, and like I think the one commentary I did listen to was Mark Taylor, who I've got a lot of respect for and a lot of common sense, and he's saying, well, in the hindsight, in the prism of hindsight, it's sort of like saying, back when Steve Smith had had the sandpaper incident, if we knew that he was mentally not ready to play cricket after that, and just say that he didn't do well and he got 5 ducks in a row, but we played him, and we're all wiser in hindsight to say, if we had known what was really going on, we'd have done this and that. But like, you've got to take them at, and Mark Taylor said, well, we made that decision based on where we were at the time. I'll get your point about this Cricket Australia. They've sort of, Cricket Tassie have had a fair crack at them as well, and said that Tim's right to go, but obviously Tim's not right to go. So, there's what sort of happened behind closed doors. I suppose, we'll never really know. But look, obviously Cricket Australia and Tim before last week's announcement had spoke for a fair period of time. So, we're not privy to that, what was said, and I don't know what degree as well Tim's physical sort of, well-being is as well, whether these are the things you don't really know about, isn't it?
Well, I'll tell you now, Phil, I know his father pretty well, and I know the boy, and he's a terrific character, and I think what happened 4 years ago should have stayed there. Australia made a bloody bad mistake by probably... they cleared him of anything, and isn't it funny that the Ashes has come up and this has come up now? So
why is it that someone who did this 4 years ago got cleared 4 years ago,
that's right,
and now he's lost his position in Australian cricket? How does that happen, Philly?
Yeah, look, again, it's a hard one. It's sort of like whether there's some bullets being fired by someone who was felt antagonised, or with a former Test cricket employee, and I don't really want to know or really understand what happened between the two, if there's any history there, but the threat for it's something that's obviously been simmering, and whether, when it became a really public issue, it was sort of, and it became, where the Cricket Australia said, Tim, look, this is not looking good for us. We've had the Steve Smith debacle, and now we've got this, and maybe they sort of pushed it back to him, and you know, it's sort of look. There's a fair bit of stuff that could have happened behind the scenes, I guess, too. But anyway, I think we've sort of got to talk now about we can't do anything about what's happened.
No.
So I guess
Move
I'm
on.
really looking forward to the actual Test cricket. We've got to get a new keeper, and there's going to be a bit of a generational change, I would think, you know.
Who's the keeper? Alex Carey?
Well, he's got his head in front, but I think the guy that I've heard from sort of cricket people, pretty highly connected. So there you go. There's a bit of a.
He's the guru.
Guy, Inglis from Perth is highly thought of, and I don't think there's a lot between them. And I think that's. I read something from Brad Haddon saying he doesn't think there's much between them either. So I think he'd be a reasonably good judge. So you think Carey might be in front based on the fact that during his one-day cricket, he's kept quite a bit to obviously Hazelwood, Cummins. He's got exposure to international cricket. He's been groomed. He's got a very strong fitness ethic, and look, he looks a pretty decent player. A bit of a game, a fellow can change the tempo of the game. And I think, like most of those keepers, when you get to Test level, nobody really knows. It's a bit like Adam Gilchrist when he replaced, who was it? Ian Healy. A lot of people thought, not quite up to it.
Yeah.
But then he proved once he did play a lot of Test cricket, he would. So there's always going to be a bit of an unknown factor. But you'd think Carey, look, he looks a pretty good cricketer to me, and
Good batsman too.
I think playing Test cricket at that level, it'll soon find out anyway. But I think he's got, you know, you don't get to be a Test keeper without going through a fair bit of, you know, you don't get there without a fairly good development program, and he's played international cricket, and he looks like a player to me. I was really, like a year ago, I said he had no opposition, but you know, we've known him. I remember we go back to Ian Healy was only, I think, 21 or 22. He came out of left field a bit, so I'd say it'd be down to those two.
Okay.
Mate, I was going to say, you and Glenn, Pat Cummins been made the Australian captain today. You've got a son who's a bowler. Bowlers get rested a lot, right? When they're breaking down and they're hurt and all sort of stuff. How is he going to manage with this? With playing full time as a bowler and captain. How do you think he'll go? Both you and Glenn.
Yeah, it's a good question. There's not many. Look, another one was a good first-class cricketer was, Jeff Lawson, captain New South Wales, and I understand he was a pretty damn good captain. And I think the deputy, and it's interesting, if Pat Cummins does a hammy, heaven help that he doesn't do it in a practice game. Steve Smith, the captain of Australia. So it's interesting how the wheels turn, isn't it? And that can happen in a moment. So, Cricket Australia are pretty happy now that Steve Smith's, come a long way since that, and they're backing him in a, almost a joint leadership role. So interesting how the wheels turned.
Imran Khan, the great Imran Khan, he was he used to captain
Bob Willis.
Great side. Bob Willis, England. Yep.
I'm trying to think who else.
So what?
Ray Limble won Test.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on Steve Smith, mate?
Sorry.
What are your thoughts on Steve Smith?
Yeah, look, I think he was 28 when he was captain, and look, we might, in hindsight, say there was some naivety or immaturity, or he wasn't as strong as a leader as some of the other people, or strong enough to manage all the, without pointing names, maybe the Dave Warners of this world and the tack dogs and this sort of thing. But I think he'll have learned a lot since then. I don't think there's much pressure on him as a player, and I think he'll be good. I think Cummins, because I don't think people really understand when you bowl like Pat Cummins, every minute and a half you're running in and busting your absolute pooper and like physically exhausting, and I think he does need another set of eyes and ears to help him, manage the. But in saying that, those Test players, they're highly capable people. They know their roles, and I think we can talk a lot about it. But I think moving into the, moving into the Test environment, they'll be ready. even though we haven't had a great preparation, some of them have come off IPL and, sort of COVID. But so the first test will be critical. I'm sort of looking forward to it. I think if England if we give them a real touch-up, I think they're in trouble. But if they can get out of the first test, and with all the rain around Queensland, New South Wales, and if they can get to an Adelaide night test and their seam bowlers start to get a bit of confidence, and with the left-handers that we're talking about that might be a bit vulnerable to sort of those, your Braun and Anderson, I'm really looking forward to tactically the first couple of tests and getting into some cricket and seeing how it all pans out.
Do you think have we settled? Do you think much on apart from Carey or the wicketkeeper, is there anyone else that can come in to the Australian side, then batting, so forth?
No, I think it's really down to they're going to be at Australia A, which is there's also going to be at the same time as I think the first test, Australia A and the England Lions. So they run these what would you call them now, concurrent tours, so that they've actually got a secondary pool of players that they can add to their squads for depth, for injuries and fatigue and all those illnesses and COVID. Crikey's knows what could happen. The borders opening and so forth. And but I think Travis Head's probably just got his nose in front of Khawaja.
Yep.
Yeah, he's made 100 again in the Shield game on a wicket that was, I think, was a bit challenging, and only because he's gone back to Shield cricket. Look, he hasn't got a bad record, Travis Head. He's worked on a few things that I understand, Langer and the coaching people at Cricket Australia, and I think this will be his real opportunity. This will be his make or break series, and I think they prefer to go with Head, just marginally, a bit like with Carey.
Yep. Philly,
I don't think there's anyone else unless it's an injury or illness or something like that.
Yep. Mate, who wins the Ashes and why?
Yeah, good question. I think, look, the first test crucial. I think if we win the first test, I'm going to make we'll probably be, we'll probably be a sort of 2 or maybe 3-1 winner. If England get out of the first test, with a draw, look, there's not that many draws. Or if they got a win, I think the whole thing becomes very, very tight. And obviously Stokes, if Stokes can get in and get some cricket behind him, Root's a terrific player. They've got the only question for me is Anderson and Broad, 35, 36. Anderson's now 38, is he?
Yeah, he'd be close, wouldn't he? No, he'd have to be.
If it's sort of hot and dry and the wickets are flat, he could really struggle, and I reckon Australia might target him. So to me, the crux will be our top order batters. I think our bowling attack is pretty strong. The Adelaide Test is going to be interesting because that's the one that the bowlers seem to have get a fair crack at. But the Australian side, sort of Smith now 30, Warner's 36. It's not a young side either, and the bowlers at times in the last series have been a little bit underwhelming, or we just lack something. So look, there's certainly some question marks. I don't think anyone could confidently say, Australia is a Monty. Particularly, I know Ash's series heavily leaned to the home side. So, I guess if you put that into, if you had to put the rent on someone, you'd sort of probably back Australia. But I wouldn't be doing it without confidence. But we could be proven to be totally wrong, eh?
What do you reckon?
And that's what I hope. The cricket's, it's got that unpredictability.
Well, I think they've had, as he said, Joe Root and who else they got? They're probably a little bit more settled, I think, England. But as he said, they've got to fly out. We've had COVID.
Yeah.
It's on our home soil. As Phil said, if we're going to win, I want to be here. But I think it's been a little while, and I think they've probably had a better preparation than what we have. So it'll be interesting.
Philly, got anything else, mate?
Not really. I've just been watching a bit of I've just noticed Tasmania had a really good win in the Shield game against WA. And look, WA side was, there wasn't the likes of Mitch Marsh or, there's quite a few players out. I noticed Inglis, who's the spin bowler, left-arm bowler, I forgot his name for WA, that was in the T20. Like, they're a fairly weakened side. But, look, you wouldn't take credit away from Tasmania. I think they beat them in the Shield game in Perth, didn't they? I think it's a second win. And I just wonder that the influence that Greg Shipperd has made a bit of a shuffle in the batting order. And I was just watching the last day on live stream, and they had some really good intent about chasing that total against a decent WA side. So I think it's really good news for Tassie. Young Khaled Jewell, who's a kid that I've watched at club cricket, who's really taken the next step, and good young kid from what I can gather, and that's a really good sign. They're playing the off-spinner Freeman and giving him a good go, and it's good to see those, even though there's only 3 Tasmanian-born players in the team, they're doing pretty well. So that was, for Tassie to get 2 wins against WA, traditionally a pretty strong side before Christmas, I think it's a pretty good sign. And
Jordan Silk finished off well, mate. He's still batting pretty well.
That's the thing with Shipperd, because he played with he's had time with Shipperd at the Sydney Sixers, and I think it's obviously that he's a good influence around the team, Shipperd, and Silk's got that role now, and he feels comfortable, and that's certainly given them stability, and they've done pretty well. So that without having a great pace attack, just a steady, no one in the Tassie Shield side that's going to be, tearing the tits off anyone, so to speak, but just steady bowling attack, and so that's a good sign for Tassie to win 2 games, because I know they haven't been 2 wins for them in the last year or so.
Yeah, well, I just hope, mate, we spoke about Timmy Payne, we've lost Michael Slater as a commentator. He was sacked off Channel 7 or whatever it was, or 9, sorry. But the thing is, all these sportsmen, as you know, that whether they're commentators or whatever, everyone stuffs up at some stage, whether it's been drugs or these other things. You make a mistake, sometimes we've got to be a bit more forgiving, I think, sometimes, and get back on with it.
On that, I just think social media for younger kids coming up don't understand the implications of what can happen to your career. Because, let's be honest, probably back, well, not so much Tim Payne, but other people who've done this, they've done something having no idea their career was going to bloom into something huge, and then comes and bites them in the ass. So, guys, don't do stupid crap on social media.
Just don't have an account, honestly.
Yeah?
No.
What?
Don't have an account.
I don't have an account. I don't know what you said. Philly, mate, thank you so much for coming on tonight. Thank you for helping us out during the last 3 years. You've been our cricket consultant, and you've been awesome, mate. Thanks so much for coming on and helping us out. Thank you, Lenny.
I look forward to catching up with him and have a beer up there in Lonnie.
My word.
Been up there a bit.
I know. You live up there.
Watching the Hawks, mate.
What's that, mate?
Sounds like you give me the sack, finding me out.
No, we're...
No. We want you there. I just want to have a beer with you.
All right, Philly. Thank you so much for coming on, mate. Appreciate it. We'll talk soon.
Look forward to the cricket season. See ya.
Good on you, mate.
Cheers. Thanks, Philly. There you go, mate. He's the guru. He knows that is hard work, isn't it?
Oh, it's hard work,
hey,
mate.
That is hard work. That is very echoey, and he was very soft, and I don't know why he was so soft tonight. So, not from our end, probably. But, Philly, thank you so much, mate.
Everything's turned to the max.
That's
here.
good work.
It's all
You've done
maxed
well.
out.
You've done well. He knows his cricket, though, doesn't he?
Certainly does. It's tough,
think I put all your
though.
pictures up there,
It's tough with the, as I said, with all these sports people and that, because they, as I said, we all make mistakes, and commentators and all that. But the trouble is, sport is that scrutinised now.
Yeah.
And these young kids coming into the draft, which we may talk about for 5 or 10 minutes later.
We will, yeah.
But look, they come into it, they're so excited, and they work so hard to get into it. And, it's all the excitement, and, they've got to have a life outside it, and unfortunately, they bugger up.
They do.
They make mistakes, mate.
Social media is a problem. Just while we're talking now, you want to throw on the Weatherall kicking the helmet?
Yeah, well, see, that's what I'm talking about.
What, sorry?
There's a video in there about kicking the helmet.
Yeah.
Glennie, I don't know if you saw this or not, but Jake Weatherall playing.
I didn't see it at all, no.
He's playing. It'll come up late, but he's playing against Queensland. So he's Western Australian, isn't he? Jake Weatherall? South
No,
Australia.
he's
South
South
Australia,
Australia.
sorry.
He is. He's an opener, left-hander, isn't he?
Yeah,
You guys
just
are
play.
very
There's no
good
sound.
guys,
There's
yeah.
no sound on it. So,
player.
yeah, he's had a shot. It's coming up now, guys. He's had a shot and gone and talked to the other guy at the other end. And first Slips picked up the wicketkeeper's helmet and he's gone up the other end. And he's put it down. Here we go. He's put it down in front of the stumps.
There it is. Yeah.
Weatherall's gone back to the crease. Here we go. And kicks it.
No umpire's there.
Yeah, look at this.
Oh, wow.
No, I was going to ask Philly about it, but I was actually struggling to hear him. So I just
He obviously doesn't like black helmets.
Well, no, actually, I think I might have worked this out. So, sorry, I just saw that then. So the bowler's going back. So the guy put that at the back of the stumps.
yes.
Yeah. Well, technically, it's got to be back behind the keeper, and it's got to be a fair way back. When they place it, it can't be because they have that stump mic.
Yep.
I think not only that too, but if the keeper's there and he's up at the stumps.
I wasn't going to stay there. He just.
Oh
he
no,
just
I
put
know,
it there,
but I mean, he
collected,
could,
so-
as you said, he didn't have to do that.
No.
He could have said, "Hey, remove it."
It's off. Yes.
But
exactly.
who plays this level and doesn't put the cap where it needs to go? The helmet where it needs to
who
go?
puts it there?
Who does that?
Well, look, it was a pretty stupid thing to do. You got up again, have you? So, yeah.
There it is.
I mean, look where it is. It's right in front of the wickets. Rack it off. I'm not putting up with this. I mean, look, it's a bit of immaturity.
Oh, he put it in
to be
the
honest
front of
with
the
you.
stump.
Hey? Oh yeah.
Oh well, it's not Weatherall's fault.
Oh, I get
Is it?
I get that, but to kick it like that, it's a bit of a.
Well, he might have thought he was married.
I would have kicked it. I would have kicked it for a 6.
Yeah. you would have.
Yeah, I could see myself.
Might have thought he was
doing
playing for the Matildas
Yeah.
or something.
Look, it was a bit of a dig,
I
obviously,
thought it was a
putting
bit
it
of a
in
pussy
front.
kick, if you
but-
ask me. I
Oh,
think he
you
could
would
have bloody
you would have
given
kicked it out of the ground.
He could have given it a bit of more heave.
I tell you what, when he
bit
kicked it, I
more
didn't see him
dramatic.
go down and hold his leg or
Make
something
the
like
guy
that.
go
It
and
wasn't
walk
soccer.
for it.
Oh,
It wasn't soccer. Sam Kerr's
It
been
was a
seen
Suki
with a
Lala
girlfriend. You
kick,
seen
that
that?
one.
yeah, she's
Yeah.
dating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
An
happening?
Olympian.
Yeah, they'll have.
So, sorry, just bit it on the side there, but
He's a Western Australian,
Sam
isn't he?
Kerr, Western Australian.
Western
So
Australian.
pictures all over the internet today about her
Actually,
and girlfriend.
Juanita
but,
could tell us because we've got. I don't know what it is. What's happened to me, but I can't remember who Juanita goes for in football. I don't know.
it's Fremantle, isn't it?
Fremantle or is West Coast?
Glenn drinks too much when we do this show.
No, it's West Coast, isn't it?
What's called the Friday Frothy, isn't it? So
West Coast.
no, I think it's Fremantle. Juanita?
I think it's
Fremantle,
West
West Coast. Sorry, we've forgotten. What are you doing now?
Well, because they did well in the draft, Fremantle. Oh, so I know what we're talking about.
We'll get on
We'll
that.
move on.
Let's go back to the
Back to the
darts. Let's go back to the darts.
back to the darts.
What I said
Let's go
before,
back to
how
the
good it is at the moment. There's so many different people who are winning at the moment, and it's really West Coast. There you go. I was wrong. You were right. I stand to be corrected because I'm an idiot.
No,
Bang.
it was just. I just thought that.
Oh, I thought it was Freo, so my apologies.
Well, Freo recruited well. Anyway.
Last week, Gerwyn Price claimed his third title in the Kazoo Grand Slam. They're the sponsors, Kazoo.
Yeah.
Kazoo Grand Slam of darts. He won 16-8 over Peter Wright, who's the snakebite. You got the picture there, Al, of
I'll go on a second.
picture
The old
of
snake bite.
Yeah, I
picture
didn't do
of
the cricket
There
ones,
he
but
is.
I'm getting that one.
There he is.
Right,
125,000 he won, Glennie. Is that good
Wow.
money, you reckon?
That's good.
That's
Fine,
about
that's
good, Dingle.
250,000 Australian.
That's just. Oh, that is the Grand Slam, is it? That's
Yeah.
just at one place, but then they move on to the. I mean, I wonder how much they get paid then. That's interesting because that's like a Grand Slam. Then I wonder what they get paid
Oh, I think it's around 50,000, between 50
What,
and
to win it?
100,000 to win, yeah.
at a venue.
Yeah, so they're doing all right. And they're playing, at the moment, they're playing every week. So
Yeah.
there's just so much darts on at the moment. Peter Wright, in the final, you saw the picture then, Peter Wright, the snakebite, he played his final against the bully boy, Michael Smith, the game before. He came back from 8 legs down to actually beat him to get into the final, but I just don't think is WA still Australia. Oh, fettuccine!
You know
That's
what?
nasty.
I don't know that it is. I think he's gone up. I think he's actually that fence that they built for the rabbits.
That's nasty.
They're actually drilling that apart now. they're going to start rowing closer to the Maldives.
We can get in there, can't we? From Tassie.
We can
We can
get
get
there.
direct. We can get direct flight.
Well, until we open.
Well,
Once we get
well,
COVID
that
down
could
here,
be,
mate, we
yeah.
can't go anywhere. Just quickly on the darts, mate. I don't know if you've seen her or not, but Fallon Sherrock She's a young female
She's a female
girl.
star.
And she hasn't got a tour card yet, but she's starting to get very close to actually earning one. And I mean earning because she is just an amazing player. She is taking it to the guys in these tournaments, and she made it all the way, I think, to the semi-final of this game. And she played one game where she had to actually get the big fish. Now, the big fish is triple 20 Red Bull. And if she didn't hit that, she was going to lose. And Ellie, have you got that?
Should she get it?
Have a look at this, mate. This is absolutely fantastic. Under pressure, she is so good. Got it?
It's playing.
There we go.
So she needs this to win. He's gone 60 out 170, so she's got to check out.
Hello.
Triple 20.
There we go.
Triple 20.
Hello.
Red Bull.
Oh, wow.
Right, you back on?
She's absolutely amazing, and as I said, she's not going to get a tour. I mean, look, they're talking her up as a female playing against the guys. She's beating the guys. The guys are scared to play her because she's bloody good.
Yeah,
She's
well,
like the Queen's Gambit of darts.
She
Yeah,
is.
she's-
She is. I think she'll get a tour card. She'll win a way in there, and yeah, she's.
well, dedication. You keep throwing them, mate. You keep practicing. It doesn't matter what, young, old.
She's special.
It's like bowls, isn't it? I know it's a different game, but bowls, I mean, remember it used to be traditionally an old person's game. All the stars now are
Yeah, the all
young kids.
Yep. They
You know,
sure
it's
are.
the same if you're a dart player. If you put enough time into it, golfer, you can be anything.
Leah, Ray drank your champagne too.
Yeah,
Just in case you just said that.
Did she? Well done,
So,
Ray.
as Juanita said tonight, we've got the Players Championships finals, which is on. Our mate from the Froth, Damon Header, is playing tonight in round 2,
No, all
board
the best.
2.
No, all the best, mate.
64 players for the best players in the world, and $500,000 worth of prizes, pounds, mate.
Yep.
26th to the 28th, playing over 2 days. Yeah, so good luck to Damon Header. We got a picture of Damon Header. Well, I think we do.
Good luck
Oh,
to the
you've given me
Heatmeister.
one for
No,
that
I think I
tonight.
did too. But, there's a picture of the draw. If you want to know the picture of the
Yeah,
draw,
I'll put the drawer up.
so you can see who's playing who. If you follow the darts, and I hope you do because I absolutely
I
love it.
bet she thinks it's a lot better than doing roofing and that over
Oh,
there in the west in,
In
the
the
heat.
sun.
Sitting up on top of the sun, up on the roof there.
How would you be?
There we go.
How would you be?
Yeah,
A
yeah.
bit bigger, so in the set. Oops, no.
Just, there we go.
Yeah,
Look at
Yeah, there we go.
Rob's just glad you didn't leave any VB there, Ken.
that.
I tell you what, Rob, there was no chance that was ever going to happen, mate, because every VB is a prisoner, mate. And I've got it. That's it. I actually did have to leave some at Mix.
Really? That must have killed you.
But absolutely
I
hated
think
it.
I did.
And he went to band practice because he plays the
Band practice.
drums. Band camp, I
Good
call
band
it.
camp.
Band
Went to
camp.
band camp.
Playing the drums
Who
and
plays
that.
the
He
flute?
said, oh, geez, I enjoyed your beers.
I went to band
That's
camp.
gotta hurt,
today.
doesn't
What's with that?
That's got to
Who
hurt.
does that? Is your brother?
Oh, I know.
Nasty, mate. I know
Nasty.
you're watching.
Yeah,
Nasty.
nasty.
Hey, bloody nasty. Hey, let's throw over to a bit of tennis, Glennie. Some fantastic news for our friend and who is it?
Ash, let's go party. Let's go party. Hey, and she is smarty, I tell you.
Mate, she's been with
She's a little darling, that one.
she's been with Gary Kissick now for
Kissick?
4 years,
Gary
her partner in
Kissick.
crime, and
What a lovely name.
he's just stuck
Got
a
a few
ring.
tin lids, haven't they?
He stuck a ring on her finger, just like you did to your wife.
I did. But
Yeah.
Leah,
Depends what ring you're talking about, doesn't
Hey,
it?
turn it
she's
up.
always said she's got a nice ring, Leah, but and she got one.
Congratulations,
Another one.
Glenn and Leah. Got engaged on the weekend,
Got a
I
rock.
believe. Been married for how many years?
Coming up to 34.
34 years, but they got
34
engaged on the
years.
weekend.
Best day of her life when she married me.
Oh, best day of her life. Listen to you. Hey, look, there we are. Look at little Ashy. Look at her.
Ah, look at
Hey.
it. Hey, she's a little champion.
If you're wondering
But
what
she's not playing on the circuit, is she?
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you her story in a second.
that's
But if
all
you're
right.
wondering what I'm talking about, Glenn and Leah been married for 34 years, and Leah's engagement ring was, what happened? It was just cheap. It was like one of those ones that you won out of the
It's like one of
those
those,
little machines.
remember those little fizzy packets?
Yeah, it was.
You know,
the
McDonald,
plas-
Donald
the
Duck
plastic
ones,
one.
yeah, with sherbet
Yeah,
in it.
yeah.
It was one of them.
It cacked itself, so you had to get a new
I
ring.
picked it out. I picked pointed out all those years ago.
Because it was
But
engagement.
Out of the
they
machine,
just
20
said
cents.
It's irreparable.
Irreparable.
Oh, I was
Doctors say that about me.
devastated.
There was that much gold in it, they had to melt it down, though. So it's
Really?
still- apparently.
No, I
Make,
was
they make a Titanic out of
devastated.
that. Yeah, but you got a new one, so happy engagement.
Happy.
Happy.
engaged,
Look at that.
yeah.
It's, oh, the bling. It's so
Oh,
shiny.
it's so bright.
Well done to Leah and Glenn. Well done to Ash and Gary. She's engaged, but mate, I tell you what, she has
Might
just.
get married again.
Oh shit! Here we go. 3 years in a row, Ash Barty, world number one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, good say.
You got a big day? Well,
There's a
number
lot.
one.
So she's not playing any more tournaments, is that right? She's having a break, was she?
Oh, who would come into Christmas and think everyone's having a
She's
break?
having a break. I think she needs a break.
That's why the Frost's having a break.
No, we're having a break.
Yeah, having a beer and a break.
I was going to burp. Sorry, Eric.
So well done to Ash. You've done an amazing job. Look, she's Ash Barty, unbelievable female tennis, fantastic in Australia. Let's just have a quick talk about Davis Cup. Leighton Hewitt's had a bit of a crack about the Davis Cup. It's played last night. They got done by Croatia, Glennie. Leighton's not happy about the format as being going to be held in Dubai for the next 5
Everything's
years.
in bloody Dubai now. We've just had the Cricket World Cup.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we won the World Cup.
Oh, we did too.
Well done, Australia. See, we
That's a surprise.
Whoa!
no, I didn't.
Against
Hello.
New Zealand.
And little Matty Wade, he just
Matty
he was
Wade.
part of the reason. Played with a thigh injury.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, next year Matty Wade's
And,
coming on the froth.
Well, I hope so.
Well, he
We've
is.
had his dad, his great dad on there.
His dad
Scotty.
said he was going to get him on the froth for
Oh,
us.
he
so-
needs to come on.
Yeah, he does. He does. He's a
It's,
champion. Champion.
Otherwise, you'll miss your chance, mate. Well, you're at the top now, so if you want to be on the top rating show,
There you
get
go.
on, mate.
There
Come
you
on.
go. There you go. So, mate, I just wanted to say, look, Australia, who played last night? We had Borna Gojo. I don't know if that's right or not. From Croatia, beat Alex Popperin, 7-6, 7-5. Right.
Yeah. Well, they're
Alex Diminor lost to Marin Cilic, which he's a
and
bloody
again,
good player. He's a bloody good player. 6-1, 5-7, 6-4. The Croatians won the doubles and 6-3, 6-1. But what I wanted to put to you, go back in Australian history of tennis. We have had Newcomb and Roach. We've had Rosewall and someone, I can't even think who it was. But,
Oh, Kenny, yeah. We've had,
right. The Woodbridges.
the Woodies.
The Woodies. The Woodies. We've always...
Todd
Todd and Mark Woodford.
We've had
Todd Woodbridge.
we've had the one that was on SAS,
Who's that?
Philip Post.
Yeah, but he was never in a doubles.
No, I know. I just remembered another player. That was all.
Well,
Sorry.
yeah, well, you've done well. You've done well. But we've always had doubles combinations in Australian tennis.
we had
and
the
they've
Woodies.
dominated.
They were the best, and we had. I think that Alexander, if I can remember going back.
Yeah,
and
John Alexander.
Johnny Alexander, and
Did you know my uncle won Wimbledon?
he was a good player.
Did I tell you that?
Roach, we said Roach.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Roach.
Sorry, your
My uncle was
who was he?
Lindsay Warwick is my uncle. It's his cousin or his brother or
Right.
something. He's a Warwick, and he won the doubles title at Wimbledon with someone else. I can't remember. But yeah, he's actually won Wimbledon. So, but I just thought it was funny because you go back and you look at our history, and we all not that funny. That we always had a doubles combination that played, and there was superstars.
We've been rich of famous tennis players, especially going back, as you said, and I mean it's hard to remember them all now because we are going so far back. That's what the problem is. I mean, probably the later or the last great men's player, really, and I can call him great now, was Leighton Hewitt.
Oh, for sure.
So.
And he's still captaining. He's
Well,
in
I know.
charge
I mean, he's still
of-
involved. He's still involved with the game. And,
Yeah. Patrick
so
Rafter, Pat Cash.
Patrick Rafter,
Leighton
Pat
Hewitt.
Cash. Yeah, you can go back on. And but you're going back. You know what I mean? You are going back when you mention Pat Rafter and Pat Cash and that. But he held the banner well. I thought Leighton Hewitt.
Oh, he was one of the best
come
Australian
on.
tennis players that we've ever seen.
Come on, yeah.
So we'll try and get him on next year too. I reckon. Yeah.
Well, we'll get his wife on and that and talk about home and away or something. Sorry.
Oh, come on. turn it up.
Keep going.
Before we get into the AFL draft, Glennie, which I know you're busting at the bit to talk about, another tennis thing I wanted to quickly talk on was the Joker. What's happening? Is he coming or not? Have you heard?
Yeah, well, he's playing mind games at the moment. I don't know what he's doing because he's not declaring the fact that he's had the old
Jabba,
and from what I can gather, I mean, obviously, poor old Roger can't come out. He's not playing, and that could be. He might be not far from actually pulling the pin.
I
I
reckon.
think he's going to, yeah.
I think he's coming.
But I don't know if he's coming or not. No, they still haven't confirmed he is or he's not. But
They said he's got probably 5 days left to. If he hasn't
Well,
had the jab, he's got
well, I'd
5
say
days
he's not.
left to get it done and to be double vaxxed before he gets
well,
in.
look, he holds the record. He holds the record at Rob Laver, doesn't he?
5 days.
Doesn't
No,
he?
it's not until January, so he's got
okay.
he's got the 3
He
weeks.
holds the record of all time.
Yeah.
At Rod
Super
Laver.
vax
Yeah.
available.
And it's his to lose, really. I mean, there's going to be no Roger Federer. Okay, Nadal's coming out, wasn't he?
Well, last time
Was he
Nadal was injured as well, so
Oh, well, you're starting to narrow it down already.
Remember, I said to you a couple of weeks ago that I thought you should get your tennis racket out and your budgie smugglers and have a bit of a practice because you'd have a shot, I reckon.
You'd be better than me golf game when I was in Queensland recently, I can tell you.
You didn't play in your budgie smugglers, though, did you?
I didn't, but I didn't get past the ladies. It was pretty ordinary.
Not many people do when you were in budgie smugglers, mate. You get in the ladies' tea and they stop you. Juanita, Rugby World Cup, woohoo, and we the Soccer World Cup for the women's teams here in Aussie too. We've got everything happening in Australia.
World Cup? Is it women's
Yeah,
what,
the
talking about
rugby,
Oh, the
rugby
rugby.
World Cup coming in Australia, the Soccer World Cup for the women's teams. Yeah.
Well, they lost. Australia in the men's lost to
Japan,
Wales. They lost to Wales.
Coincidentally.
My old.
Coincidentally, we were going to have someone on the show tonight from Wales, and he was going to do
Yeah, it was my old ancestors
Tom
over there.
Jones.
Tom Jones.
It
Just to
wasn't
mention,
Tom Jones.
just to mention,
No, he was Grace.
mention a few.
Right,
Grace.
Grace.
My mum's name is Grace
you
Jones.
like?
So
Can I have one of those, please? Yeah.
coming from Welsh background.
But
What do I look like?
old Mitch, the governor, he was going to come on and
yeah, he would have been great, wouldn't he? Because they've got a bloody great sense of humour, the Welsh.
he's
I
going
tell you what,
to talk about some beers for
it's
us,
hard to
mate.
understand, but I've been commonly
Drive
don't
out.
understand.
Is she?
But Ray's on.
Orange.
Hello, Renee. Looking good in the orange voice. Thank you very much. Hey, it goes well with my grey hair. and your grey beard. What are you?
Hello, Renee.
That's what they think.
Shane and all the girls and everyone up there.
I hope you're
Hope,
staying,
the
hope you're
border.
staying dry.
Yeah, Joel, how are you, mate? Hope the beaches.
Let me tell you, I saw
he
a picture
got
of
the
him the
piece?
other day. He looks bloody huge. He's a big boy.
He's
isn't
a
he?
big boy.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
tall. Well, yeah,
Oh,
I tell you what, I had to
What are you
shake
in the
his hand.
AFL draft?
Well, he could have been. He's actually on the old weights, mate, all the time. I think he's
Hey.
pretty well built.
Good on you, mate, because I'm on the weights too, but I only work out on
I'm
the
on
section.
I'm on long weights.
Hey,
Long
I
weights,
only
so-
work out on the section here, and I do a bloody good job of that. Let me tell you. But hey, let's have a quick talk, Lenny, about the AFL draft. I wish I was at Eskimo Joe's right now in Stillwater,
Wouldn't it be good?
Oklahoma.
Stillwater.
We'd be there
There it is.
eating ribs and brisket.
It'd be snowing.
Yeah.
Would it?
Yeah.
In Oklahoma, is
Yeah.
it snowing there at the moment?
Yeah, well, it's our summer, their winter, and it does
Oh,
snow.
that could be
in
good for the
Oklahoma.
game of gridiron.
Well, I don't know if it's actually snowing right
Could
now. It's
be.
a minute. But I know
I
it
know,
does snow.
I know that. I know
Your,
that. Yeah.
anyway, to the AFL draft, Jeff.
Yes, Connie.
You would be tickled pink. The fact that you had the
Talk
North
to me.
Melbourne's first
Talk
ever.
to me.
I think I don't know if I'm telling you the right thing.
I don't
I'm
know.
having a guess at this. I think it is North Melbourne. I think it's the first time you've had a number one draft.
Is that right? We've never bottomed
So
out to
even
last.
as great players as you've ever had over the history, because they never had a draft
Is that?
back in those days.
Yes, yes.
So they would have your Barry Cables and all that, but it wasn't like that. You just used to come in interstate and all that, didn't you?
Yeah.
But now the Jason Horn, and I'm not being Horn Francis. So it's hyphenated, isn't it? Jason Horn. Horn Francis.
Yes, gotcha now.
He they apparently plays.
The commentators are going to love that.
The horny one.
Davies Uniac.
Davies Uniac and Jason Horn Francis. What a mouthful.
Freaking hell.
He is plays like Dangerfield.
Yes.
Was
Looks like
playing,
Dangerfield.
playing in South Australia for South Adelaide. I think I've got that right.
Yes,
I'm
you are.
not looking at your notes.
Christie Beach.
But he's. I'm not sure if he's a little bit of Indigenous background. I'm not sure about that.
Couldn't tell you that one.
But I tell you now, I watched all the highlights of him.
He's a gun.
And he is ready to go straight in.
Look out.
So unfortunately,
Look out.
yeah, he's going to be good. And you've picked up some other good kids there. But yeah, the draft was. I actually watched all of the draft the other night, a couple of on TV, and I thought, well, it's interesting that this crop of kids that come through to all the, right through out all the sides and that, a lot of these kids haven't played for much over 2 years.
Yes.
Because of the COVID.
Yes.
So it's all been cut short. Some have come out of school, some are 18, some are 17, some are 19.
Some
And-
3.
You like me, and but what I'm saying is they're
Keep
getting
an eye
their
for
chance. They're getting their chance now, and they've hung in there. And it's this crop apparently is really good. Well, I was quite happy with how our side fared because we need midfielders. So we picked up something like 4 midfielders, which is what we needed.
Nice. Nice.
So, and all the teams, I think the Bulldogs, so if we go through quickly, I'll just go through father-son. So, Luke Darcy,
Yes.
who everyone
He's
who
a giant,
doesn't
isn't
know, he's 205 centimetres almost, this kid, or 204 and growing.
Usha.
And he father-son, he went, just to mention a few,
Dacos.
the great, well, at the other end of the draft, but he was a late one, but the great Glenn Archer's
Number
boy,
11.
right? Peter Burgoyne, the great brother of Sean, played just at Port Adelaide, brilliant player. His son, they left it last in the draft, but because he was always going there, father-son. Who else was there? Father and son. You had
Nick Dacos.
Dacos, sorry. Yeah, so young Dacos, he's pretty chipper on himself. He thought he should have been number 1.
Yeah, I heard you say that.
So, pretty confident kid, but he backed himself, but he got there to Collingwood.
I got a question for you. We just wait. Darren Belling should be on very soon, I
Shortly.
reckon. But I just got a quick question for you, mate. First of all, before I ask you, I want to ask. Rob Thompson just said I was disappointed when I found out the AFL draft wasn't beer.
I love that. Oh, that's awesome.
I like that.
Sorry, wasn't
He was disappointed when he found out that the AFL draft
wasn't
isn't
a beer.
beer.
It'd make a great
Yeah,
beer.
I got that.
Well, I thought it should have been the VB draft.
But I do have a serious question for you. Over the time, first of all, do you like the father-son rule?
Father, son, left to carry on. Blue denim.
All right.
That's Mrs. Barnes.
And has it always been successful? Like, has the
Not
father's
always, no.
son, the sons come in and they've been...
No, a lot of pressure. Because if you look at Collingwood, for instance, I can't think of the kid's name, the one that's just been drafted, his first name, but there's also one of the other boys. He's been playing all this year, Dacos.
Mhm.
And look, it took him a little while. And they're under the great, Peter Dacos. It's very hard to follow in a legend's footsteps like that. But he acquitted himself well now, and he's starting to make his own name for himself.
Yeah.
But you can be different players as well. I mean, their father played predominantly forward in the pocket, kicked goals from absolutely anywhere. Where these kids are sort of running now on a wing, midfield. You got to make your own.
Well, they're different players now.
Yeah, but I think the pressure's only what is put on, from the media, as you mentioned. Here we go, cricket. It doesn't matter what it is. There's what I will say, there's too many media people. That's what's wrong. They look at microscope everything in the game now. And these kids, it was great to see. Actually, what I can say, I'm going to go left of field here. There was a kid picked at 16, right? Can't think of his name. He went to Brisbane. Went to Brisbane Lions.
16.
So Brisbane Lions picked this kid up.
Yeah.
He had a whole room full because you've got to remember we've just coming off COVID. They're in Melbourne. They're at their home, and about 10, 20 kids around him. And they said whatever his name is, pick 16 in the draft, and they all jumped on top. The old. Stacks on the mill, and then he's on live TV, and they put the cameras up against him, and it's just like a kid in a candy store, mate. It was just terrific. I thought, that's what football. It's getting away from that. That real enjoyment where it's all about money, pressure, all those sorts of things, because it is, once they get there, isn't it? It's all pressure.
It is, mate. One of the big things that I picked up on over the last couple of days is the influence on the Sudanese. The Sudanese footballers are on the rise, mate.
They're dominating.
We've
We've got them
dominating.
there since the great Magic Door. He
got a picture
Alir and
Mac Andrew.
Mac Andrew off to the Gold Coast.
He's picked in the first 5.
Yep.
He was picked number 5, going to the
seen
Gold Coast. Yeah, we've got a picture of him. Oh, you got
He's
that
born
there?
in Egypt.
Egypt, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He's Egypt. Yeah.
The Giants picked up. There he is.
Yeah, that's it.
The Giants picked up Lee Kalia at number
Like
15.
he's no relation, by he's not
He's
the
not
same as
Alir.
Alir. He's not. No, he's not.
But mate, have a listen to this.
But
because
he's another good one.
This absolutely, it really surprised me, and I'm probably going to say these wrong. So please,
No.
I apologise, but I'll give it a crack.
Chinawa.
When you think of Sudanese players in football, I think of Alir. I think of Magic Door, and I think of your guy that you had at Hawthorn, right?
Yep.
They're the 3 that I know of.
Kenneth.
But they join Alir from
Giants.
Port Adelaide, Majak Door from Melbourne,
Yeah.
Chang Kuath Giath at Hawthorn,
Magic Chal, you could just call him
Mavid
Magic.
Chol, Gold
It's
Coast,
yeah.
Bigyoa
Nyon.
Nyon, Richmond,
Yeah,
Martin Frederick from
yeah.
Port Adelaide, Michael Frederick from Fremantle, and Buku Kamis
Yeah, that'll do.
from Western Bulldogs. So there is a huge number out there.
So what's happening? Yeah, all those guys, and they're like the Irish boys when they come out. They're actually like a little family.
Yeah.
And they're ringing one another. So
Yeah.
you might be at Sydney and I might be at,
Yeah.
say Western Bulldogs, but these guys are like a family and they ring up one another and congratulate one another like the Aboriginal boys do. They're so happy, to be like a brother or whatever, and
Yeah.
when they actually do meet, okay, when you're on the ground, that's fine, you knock the living daylights out of one another, but as soon as you
But
come off,
outside, best mates.
they're best mates because all these kids have got a story, and some of them have come from some really hard-torn countries, haven't they?
They have. I've got to read you a couple of comments here, right?
Oh, I could imagine.
From left field. Rob Thompson, NRL. The Dolphins have signed their first big player. Kafusi from the Storm has moved to the Dolphins, the new team. So
The Storm are gone then, aren't they?
you reckon? Oh, you reckon?
Well, we're going to keep taking the good players.
Well, they're going to have to under the
Yeah. They're under the
money
young
rules.
coach up there, aren't they? Young Wayne Bennett.
What? Yes,
Wayne Bennett's got
80
the,
something.
He's
81?
they're pulling him in a wheelchair to get him out there out to the Dolphins up there in Redcliffe.
He's also said, can Gary Ablett Jr. sell drugs like his father under the father-son rule?
Father, son, let's
Stop
carry
it!
on.
Stop it! Juanita, I saw that, Glennie. I don't know what she saw, but she saw you do something. I don't know. Rob Thompson, trying to understand AFL. Rob Thompson, did any...
Yeah, I'm not surprised. He thinks it's a beer.
Did any of us get drafted to the Latrobe Demons?
Very sad news.
Oh, you
that.
don't
On
want
the
to bring
Trade
this up.
Demons, I got in an Uber, Rob,
Jeez.
the other day, because I was on such a big wicket up there at Latrobe playing, and they gave me a stubby holder,
Sad story.
and I got out at the shoreline, and I actually left it in the Uber, and it was heartbreaking. Sorry. And so anyone out there, Uber driver and that's seen a Latrobe stubby holder for a Hall of Famer,
He's lost it.
yeah.
Rob-
Can I have it back, please?
I dropped in there on Tuesday to see if I could buy him a new
Yeah, he
one.
was gonna buy me a
They
new
were
one,
shut.
Rob.
The doors are locked.
Yeah, it's been locked up, mate, since we left the building.
Do you like my pen?
It's a rip snorter, mate. Yeah, it is. It's bloody fantasy land up there.
Mate, do you want me to...
Jeff's got his LGBTWXO.
Do you want me to quickly run
Pen.
through the top 10?
Yeah, go for it, mate.
Number 1, pick up for North Melbourne, Jason Horn-Francis. Number 2, Western Bulldogs, Sam Darcy. Number 3, GWS, Finn Callaghan.
Good player.
Number 4, Collingwood, Nick Dacos.
Nick.
Number 5, Gold Coast Suns, Mac Andrew, the big fella from Egypt.
Daniel.
Number
Watch
6,
how you're flicking that bloody rainbow around, mate.
Number 6, Adelaide Crows, Josh Rochelle.
Oh, yes, the ex-soccer player.
Really?
Yeah, ex-soccer player. Could have played...
We don't do soccer on the show. We can't talk to him.
Could have played for...
Oh,
like the Sydney, one of the top soccer players.
Sydney FC.
Sydney, yeah, that'll do.
That'll do.
Yeah,
That was
that'll do.
crab. Was that
Yeah,
fake?
I
I know. I
was
just drawn
fake.
over myself. Hawthorn, Josh Ward, mate. What?
Yeah, his grandfather
Northern Knights,
played back in
Fitzroy.
the 30s. Yeah, he'll be a gun, mate.
Fremantle, Jay Amiss. Yeah, he'll miss lots.
Apparently, real good player. Yeah.
Yeah.
They picked up some rippers.
Josh
Fremantle.
Gibcus.
Oh, by the way, can we just
Richmond?
mention too? But Richmond,
yeah.
you've got. Sorry, keep going.
There
With
you
Richmond.
go, Josh Gibcus.
Yeah, and have you got any more there?
I only got 10.
They picked up young Sam Banks from Clarence Football Club. Number 26, roughly 26, 27, or whatever it was in the draft.
Well,
so
that's
young, so he was only Tasmanian boy to get drafted.
Yep.
So I don't know the boy, but apparently he's a ripper.
Yep.
So Richmond got him. So well done, Richmond. So Richmond have always got a Tasmanian boy, almost. If you go back to Rewalt and Roach and all those great players, yeah, well done.
Well done. So there you go. That's all I've
Should
got
have
on
got
the
a
draft.
bloody Hawthorn, but well done.
That's
Is
all
that
I've
it?
got.
Did you get
That's-
through 10?
Yeah, that's 10. I've ripped through them. And
You've ripped them.
Well, the good thing is, hopefully for these kids, for any sports now, and because as Rob, he'd love to just walk over the road. He's got that far to go to the Rabina, rugby field over there. Who plays there? The Gold Coast
Where's your big
Titans.
glitter mob, Jeff?
Rob, is it the Titans? The Titans
Got a
must
big
be
glitter one
playing there.
somewhere too, yeah.
Yeah.
He's only got to walk across the road,
Check this one out.
mate.
This one's for
Well, this
get
one.
his tips together.
Oh, where did you get all this stuff?
That's Hawthorn one, isn't it?
It's a bit sparkly. You got to hold up the camera a bit more.
Love
Bit
it.
of brown in it.
I love
That's
this
his-
spot.
Well,
There
that's a
we
good
go.
one, isn't it?
Jeff likes a bit of sparkle in his life.
Nothing wrong with just sparkle. No, we did a trivia night for our work. We were in lockdown, and someone made fun of my pen because I had one of just the normal.
Yeah,
Big
Yes,
normal one.
the normal big one.
Normal
Yeah.
big one like
Remember
that.
these
That's it.
ones?
Yeah, big.
We used to have,
that one.
we used to
that
have
one
these
there.
ones at school.
Yeah, so I went out and I bought some pens just to piss him off, to be honest with you.
And everyone said, why the hell do we have green on these? Like, who uses green?
Look, this one's got purple, green, yellow, red, blue, and black.
Oh, God.
That's the weapon, isn't it?
It is.
Right, it's the weapon.
Looks like a bit of candy.
Well done to everyone in the draft who's made it into the.
No,
the
all
AFL
young
because
kids,
It's
Can I
got.
just mention something?
It's-
The GM from
Speak up, Leah.
Western Recruiting from Essendon
Yeah.
mentioned that I was just listening tonight about the
Dodore, or whatever his name is.
yeah, Adrian
Dodore or Dodoro. Yeah.
You wouldn't want to.
Right
You wouldn't
about
want to come.
lightning.
You wouldn't want to come up here and sit here for a couple of minutes for and talk about this.
Up you come.
I think you can. I think
No,
you both
she's
can
enough
move
to
in
do
the
it.
seat.
You know,
if you
yeah, I
like.
do.
No, I was just going to say, he said, oh, I'm not going to liken him to like a, I don't know, a Zach Merritt or...
Who's this
whatever,
guy?
Because it's not fair. The GM from Essendon was just saying, he was talking about their recruits that they've got, or their draft picks.
Yeah. What about him?
Well,
They're not talking them up too
likening
much.
to
Oh, they
other
won't talk them up.
players.
Yeah, they won't. Yeah, because
To
they're
other
only
players,
kids.
But that gives them a huge,
Yeah.
it's a bit much on it. So I think he was right in saying, I'm not going to, mention.
Well, there's
him.
enough pressure
He
on them.
plays
All-
like Zach Merritt,
well,
or plays like...
yeah.
The thing is, to be realistic, and it'd be the same with rugby, there's X amount of guys that come in and their body's ready and they've played a little bit of senior footy, even though they're young, and they can go straight into, like the guy that you've got, he will go in to North Melbourne into the middle.
Yep.
But there's other kids that probably look just as big or might be, and whatnot, but probably haven't had that senior...
Yeah.
games. They may be more in the under 18s or whatever.
They can't
so
take,
they may
they can't take a
bit,
hit like that.
They can't take a hit, man. But they may take a little bit of time. She said, that hurt you, right? He's concussed now.
Can I try?
So,
I've got the concussion.
Vivian.
I got the concussion rule on the Frothy.
but
What about the wife
yeah,
husband rule?
they may take a lot
Oh,
longer.
Corey's on.
Hey, Corey's on.
Corey, the great man.
Corey, g'day.
Be firing on all cylinders.
What have we got
Nearly
here?
Christmas,
So
mate.
Juanita uses the green.
I
What do you
just
use
read
the
that.
green
Juanita,
for?
like,
What
she
do you
uses a
use
green
the
on the
green?
pen. There you go.
there you
Interesting
go.
times.
Oh, well, okay.
Mate, let's get on a bit of golf. That's not a very good swing, is it?
Golf.
Tiger Woods, mate. Did you see?
I did. I saw him with a leg
got a
cast
bit of
on
video there,
his right or left? Right. Hang on. Right.
Hey,
Hang on. I've got to stand round.
just wait.
Hang on, he's right on his right leg, I think it is,
Yes.
and he's hitting balls.
Yeah, I've
All
got
right,
I've
am
got
I
a
showing
little,
the balls now?
yeah, got a little
Here we
video
go.
coming up.
Here
Do you think he's past his prime and his
Apparently, his son's bloody good
really?
already. Yeah.
Does he come back or not? What's the story?
No, I don't think he comes
want that
back. You might try.
What's that rainbow? I know.
Well, there you go. I
There you
mean,
go. Look
the
at
swing's
this.
there.
Hey,
Like,
he hits the ball.
but
Like
see, he's got a big sleeve on his right
Yeah, on his
Yeah.
leg.
Yeah, he's
Leg.
probably just, it's all scarring and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
oh, it could be too. But now, look, the way it was going, it didn't look like he was ever going to...
You know what? If he comes, he's the only person who's been battered and bruised beyond
He
disbelief.
has, he's had 10
and he
women...
still plays golf.
He's had 10 women belt him up, and
Yeah.
he's been in a car accident. And
Yeah.
He's been
I mean,
number 1 in the world. He's been number...
He's been
50.
pummeled.
Yes.
Do you know what? Corey's
He's
just
a
turned up,
tiger.
right? Corey's a sponsor from Corey's Garden
From the
Landscape.
gardening landscaping
And
guru.
I seriously, we haven't played his little song yet because I probably need a toilet break.
So the girls are coming in? Or?
Can you guys cover while we have a
Okay,
quick break?
we're going
now.
No, you can't. No. Well, you go.
I'm going.
You go.
Jeff's off. Are we putting on the ad?
I've got to get past the skeleton.
Guys, I've just, while Glennie goes quickly, this is...
No, you right. You go. This
no.
is the ad.
No,
Go, Jeff.
I
Because
won't.
I got to go after you.
No,
Quick.
put it on.
And you're back.
So that little advert goes for 30 seconds, and that is not enough time for me to get out and go to the toilet and get back. But if we played that like about 6 times, that'd be all right. Corey, mate, he is a sponsor here of the Friday Frothy. Been with us pretty much since day one, and mate, just to let you know that things are going to escalate next year, and we're going to be doing a few things, and we're going to keep you busy, mate. Let me tell you right now. Oh, here she comes.
Hi, everyone.
There she comes. It's a producer.
Just checking out the bar.
Thank you. So thank you, Corey, for everything you do for us, mate. Really appreciate it. And yeah, let's go into a new
Might take
year.
this one with me, Patrick.
Are they going to take over, eh?
Oh, I thought you were going to help me out here.
This should be a new. You know what a new sport should be? Jeff actually cleaning this out and getting it ready for the next round.
That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Jeff, what's your own way? Yeah, Ali. So I'm going to start this next segment with that, Glennie, because it's one of my
What is
favourite
it?
weeks of the year. It's Bathurst. I'm going to start talking about some motor racing. So Corey here at the right time. Bathurst is on next weekend.
Oh, I was on it.
Chaz. That's all I got to say.
Roger that.
Yep,
Do you
Chaz.
like him
And Toddy.
So yeah. After 4 weeks in a row of supercars at up in Sydney, Van Gisbergen has won the V8 Supercar Championships. Actually, he won it on the last race, guys. That was rained out, so he didn't actually get to see the race. But he's picked up an extra $25,000 for winning it. They did 4 weeks in a row in Sydney to try and catch up the season. So it was a bit odd seeing the motor racing every weekend at the same track. But well done to the Giz. He did quite well. Well done to Toddy. Todd's got one, if you don't know, guys, Todd Hazelwood I'm talking about, number 14 in the Cadet Commodore. He's got one more race in his car, then he changes back to Matt Stone Racing. So good on you, Todd, and good luck, mate. Hopefully I'm going to have a... with Bathurst, what happens is you have 2 people who drive in the car. You have, you come and do a pit stop.
Do a quiz and
And
I'll
then,
answer.
and then your driver comes in, and then say, "Oh, here we go! Here he comes! It's my co-driver. How are you feeling?"
Hey,
Jeez, how
do
good
you
is
go
that?
now?
No, I'm good.
I actually just wondered what it would be like, when you're driving at Bathurst.
Yeah.
What about when you got to go?
They go.
Do they?
Remember, we interviewed Mick Webb,
That's
right?
interesting.
He was the engineer for Larry Perkins and for Peter Brock and Jim Richards and stuff like that. And he actually said to us there were some times when he pulled Peter Brock out of a double stint out of Bathurst, he was covered, and he just said he didn't know if it was sweat or he didn't know if it was urine because they just go. They got to
Oh,
go.
they got to go. You got to go.
I don't know how you can do that while you're driving.
I could do that right now.
Like I
Here we go.
when I'm at the beach and I'm going for a swim,
Yeah.
and you're out and you're swimming around,
Yeah.
while you're trying to keep yourself afloat, and then you have to think about peeing at the same time. That's a hard thing to do.
You've got issues.
No, not really. I can make it happen. That's not an issue.
You've
but
got-
I'm just
you've got
saying.
issues.
Oh my
You
God.
It's
notice,
like two things at
notice,
once.
like I said, when you
Right.
said to me before, we cover everything on this show.
We
All
do.
sports,
And
all
it's
subjects,
toilet
all
humour.
topics.
Mate, I was just saying that the 4 weeks at Sydney has finished up. Van Gisbergen's won the championships.
He won it again, yeah.
He's done well. Well, he's going to try and have a crack at back-to-back Bathurst, and he's got a good chance after winning. Interesting, though, that Scott's... yeah.
Didn't he go to... Have I got that wrong? Did he? He went to America, didn't he?
No.
No, exactly. I knew it wasn't him.
Scott McLaughlin.
That was McLaughlin. Why do I get them mixed up for?
GJR.
He's a New Zealander, Gisberg.
Well, they both are, Scott McLaughlin.
Exactly what I just said.
What's that, mate?
No,
I have
it's
to
all
go
right.
to the blue. So if Darren Belling does turn up, you hit that.
I don't
Hit
know
the audio.
how to do that. But yeah, I'll just tell them that we can see
No.
it, but we're just waiting
You
on it.
hit audio.
Yep,
And then go
yep. Yep.
and then cut that in.
Roger.
I'm back.
Anyway, be quick.
Technical
Why?
dramas.
Yeah, so anyway, he set himself up to try and defend his title at Bathurst, which is next week, Lenny.
Yeah, so... What date it's not... I know we always watch it. What
It's-
date was it normally on?
It's normally on the first weekend of October.
Exactly. So we're nearly... Geez, we're just out from Christmas and that.
Yeah.
So do you reckon they'll get a... What happens with the crowds, Jeff? Do you know anything about that?
I think they're back on with
Or can Rob
full
or that
crowds.
tell us, or...
Peter, we met at Simmons Plains with Todd, is also going to Matt Stone Racing. There you go.
Oh, yes, Robbie. Yeah.
Wow, he's all over it. Glennie, what's happened is because they've missed so many races. They did 4 races in Sydney at Eastern Creek, I think it was.
Yep.
And then have a break. Everyone goes to Bathurst and the big race. But mate, I tell you what, if you like Bathurst like I do,
Well, I love that. As I said, I've sort of started to get back into it after the yesteryear.
yes, it's going to be. This is what worries me though, because the last race at Sydney was cancelled because of bad,
The
bad
rain.
weather,
yeah,
right?
well, we've seen a few little spills into
Spills?
the tyres and that.
This is more than likely going to happen at Bathurst. December,
Yeah,
Bathurst.
because the weather... Well, look at Sydney. It's terrible, isn't
Exactly.
it?
Let me just quickly go through it. Bathurst this next week will be a 6-day festival. So it's not going to be just your weekend, it's going to be 6 days of motorsport. And Razor Ray's there.
Just imagine a festival if we were there. It'd be 6 days of drinking.
Oh.
Wouldn't that be a festival?
Support categories will hit the track from 8:40 a.m. on Tuesday, November the 30th. All right, so this is just next week, with action running through until the end of the round with the Bathurst 1000. Okay, one thing that I'm not happy with, and this could be out with it, the race is going to start on Sunday at 12:15,
And finish at
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
And they've had to push it back further and further and further because the cars are getting faster and faster.
Right.
But really, I mean, I get up at 8 o'clock and have a beer and have a barbecue and.
It's getting like AFL footy or probably rugby. Rugby is played on Sunday
That's
night.
ridiculous.
AFL, the way that's going, that's by the time they get through all the crap. Remember they used to have the reserves on and all that? They don't do that anymore.
I don't understand. I would not watch the rugby league. I mean, I do. I watch it in bed down here. But I understand that Queensland's got a public holiday. But I seriously wouldn't go to the rugby league grand final on a Sunday night. I just wouldn't do it.
No.
That's just nuts.
Actually, ask Rob. How's he going up
Well,
there?
you can ask him.
Rob, where are you?
He's there.
Yeah, Rob, not here. Now, mate, is there rowboats out the back of Rabina there in Carrara and all around those areas, mate? Because you've had a lot of water up there. Or is that up in Bris Vegas? Is that up further? Because all we've heard is they've had buckets of water down there, haven't they?
Lots of. So, mate,
Yeah, let us know, mate, that you still got your head above water,
Yeah.
please.
6 days of racing at Bathurst Mount Panorama. The support categories include, you ready for this? You ready for this, kids?
Yep.
V8 Super Utes, the Touring Car Masters, Australian GT, the TCR, which is a touring car.
Trans Am, American.
Trans Am Series, the S5000s, the TGA 86s, which is the Celicas,
Oh, silly cars.
Celicas.
the Dunlop,
Silly cars,
the Dunlop Series, which is Supercars, the second division that Todd won.
Oh, okay. That's it. Yeah,
Australian GT,
Yeah.
Porsche Carrera Cup, and then the Supercars.
Supercars, okay.
If you're after the times
Wow.
for all the events, it's on our Facebook page, the Friday Frothy.
Yeah.
Go on there, click on the link, and it'll have all the times of when the races are going to be on. So
Well, there you go. And, yeah.
I
Well,
should have taken the week off.
well, you might as well, because I'm looking there.
Going to.
Actually, Motor 2. I'm sorry, I was just looking over your shoulder there, but the Motor 2, Remy Gardner, mate.
Mate.
Going, well, we're talking racing,
Yeah.
bikes. The great Wayne Gardner's son, he's come good, mate, hasn't he?
How would you believe that? I mean, talking about father-sons before, and are they always as good?
Well,
Remy Gardner's won the Moto 2, which is one step away from the Moto GP, which is what Wayne Gardner was so good at. Got a picture there of Remy, mate?
Yeah, did you know that, Matt? Did you see that one from Rob?
What's that, mate?
Remy.
what do you do?
I've got Remy up, but there's another message there from Rob about the Bathurst stuff.
It's not worth it now we're used to rain.
No.
I'm looking forward to rain when it's over.
No, Pete.
Yeah. Pete, who we met at the Seven Plains, is going. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't hear that bit because I was getting a drink.
Yeah. So well done to Remy Gardner, mate. He's going to be a superstar. He's going to
So
be.
he finished 10th.
Oh no, he finished 10th in the last
that, but he
race,
came
which
first.
was enough for him to win the championships.
Yeah,
Championship. So
And I seen him when he won
There we go.
on
look at that.
TV.
yeah,
When he actually won.
there he is. Look at him, cool little
There's
dude.
him.
He looks a bit like you.
He looks a bit. He looks a bit like Rob Thompson there.
Does he?
He's
Looks
got
like
the
the
glasses
fettuccine.
on. He's got the
Yeah,
blay
okay.
flies on.
That's
and
what the fox said.
That's what the fox said.
That's what the fox said.
Actually, you've seen the fox has got this magnificent big trailer.
Oh, look at that!
Huge.
Whoa. Yeah.
Huge trailer. I reckon we could sit in the back of Rob. Rob, when we come up next time, open it up and we'll all get in the back. You could get a whole family in there.
I'd like a chair in there and a Santa suit and drive around at
I mean,
Christmas
you'd
time.
have to get over
Throwing
the
out grass,
chainsaws and everything.
grass clippings.
Grass seeds.
It's massive trailer. I tell
Here you
you.
are, kids. Here's some grass seeds.
Pete will be team principal. Is Pete the one who actually organised the tour for us, or was Pete his engineer? I can't remember. Oh no, Pete was the one who organised the tour for us, wasn't he? Yes, he was.
Yeah.
And said, help yourself
I
to the
actually
drinks.
don't know.
Mate, I'm nearing the end. What's the time? And we haven't had Darren on. I don't know what's happened. He's probably got caught in a bloody rainstorm or something like that. Your mate,
You, Glenn.
our mate, everyone's mate.
Glenn Boss, no?
Put your money on it. It's not Cleve's
tip.
tips, but your mate, Glenn Boss,
Yeah, Glenny Boss. He's finally pulling the pin, mate.
rider of Mackay Diva.
Finishes on the weekend. Done.
Last.
Finished.
That's
Kaput.
it.
Well, he's ran. He did. He won
done everything,
Three. I was going to say three Melbourne Cup winners, and he's done everything. But he's. I think it's like Father Time, mate, comes along, and I saw the interview with him with old Bruce. No, Bruce McAvey.
Oh, I thought you
Bruce
meant-
is always behind it.
I thought you meant like Bruce Lee.
Ah, no.
So-
Well, he's close to it, but no, Bruce.
Nice horse racing.
Yeah. But he's been an absolute jet, but he said, you know, he feels that he's not nowhere near as good now.
Yeah.
It just comes up on you, and all these young jockeys you've got.
Your mate.
Well, there's so many of them.
Yeah.
There's so many good jockeys around. You know, Brett Preble come back from after being in Japan and all that over there, and, you know, and you've got what's his name? The guy that just won the cup.
Huey Bowman.
Not Huey, no, McDonald. But see, McDonald's I told you, remember the other week, he's a Kiwi.
Yeah.
So he's a Kiwi.
He's got red hair,
And
big shoes,
Yeah.
and he puts yellow cheese on his burgers.
Exactly. Yeah.
McDonald. Oh, not that McDonald.
No, not that McDonald. No, not Donald McDonald.
Not Ronald's.
No, but no.
What's with orange cheese? Like your shirts.
I love the shirt.
So,
I really like the shirt.
anyway, but we're not going to talk really much about racing, but we'll get
Actually,
it.
Darren's on Queensland time.
I know Renee said that, but no, I
reckon he
did.
is?
No, I told him. I told him 8 o'clock our time,
Look,
He wouldn't know what that meant.
7 o'clock his time.
Yeah.
I'll put it another way. If you're backing horses tomorrow, guys.
Yes. Was this Cleve Sips?
Oh,
Well, sort of, yes.
Oh, hello.
hang on.
Lawyer, phone, please. But if you don't go to New South Wales and back tomorrow because it'll be underwater. It's a complete heavy 10.
You're going to go to New South Wales and back?
No, I'm not. No, I said just don't back there.
Oh, right. That's the way you said it was don't go to New South Wales and
No,
back.
I'm just look here.
That's a long way to go, isn't it, really?
I'm just going
Hey?
into Cleve's tips
Don't go to
quickly.
New South Wales on your back.
No,
I'll put
no,
you in
you
hospital,
want
give you
to be
COVID.
you want to be in Victoria. I wouldn't imagine you'd be up in Queensland either because it's been a lot of rain up there.
I don't know. Renee, is it raining up there? Or Fettuccine, is it raining up there? Just while you're answering that, Glennie, Pete will be the team principal at Matt Stone Racing, so he's going over. He is the one who took us through. He used to be the chief mechanic at McLaren F1. Rob, why didn't we get him on the show? That would be interesting.
Who?
Pete. He's going to be the team manager for Matt Stone Racing, but he was the chief mechanic at McLaren F1. So
Well,
he was a nice bloke, and I think we should give him a froth.
Anyway, I'll just give you a couple of quick tips. I'm only looking at my phone here very quickly. We'll go.
Please tips.
We'll go. We'll go race 2 at Sandown Cup. Jeff.
Oh.
Yes.
Sandown Cup tomorrow
Sandown Cup.
in Melbourne.
Sandown
You've been to
races.
Sandown. I don't have to be to Sandown. Right, we've been to Sandown. Anyway,
There you go. We haven't copped it yet. Renee said.
Chris. Oh no.
The rain.
Okay, well there you go. But they see on TV, it's all dramatised. But accountability, that's what we are. We're accountable.
Yeah.
Chris Waller was who I was trying to think of before. The
You
great
like
trainer.
Chris Waller?
Well, everyone likes him because you're back in his stable, he wins. He's got Brett Preble on a horse there tomorrow.
Have you ever backed into his stable?
No, I wouldn't like to. 240 there, so that is in race, let's go that race 2. Right, so accountability. Let's go to the Summon Stake. And I'm just looking in there.
I don't know why I'm writing this down, but it looks
Do you
perfect.
know who we're getting in North Melbourne for the draft?
I've got another one. Just take this, mate. At 12.50, right?
What?
In the fifth race.
No,
it's
you
it's
don't
over
know.
1,600. You've got some good horses. Tricky Gal.
Tricky gal.
I just got
With Damien Oliver.
That's
I wouldn't mind a
Goddard,
bit there, but
Paul Pierce.
I'm going for an outsider.
Done.
I'm going for an outsider again. Chris Waller. He's got Damien Lane on it, and it's called Zing.
Zinger.
And you've heard of Zing, and it's good horse. But yeah, so
Zingerberger.
at 12, that'd be good. When at 12.50,
Morehouse
put your
losing
10 on that. Huh?
Morehouse losing tips.
How good's that?
How much?
12.50 that was paying at the moment.
12.50.
And I'm only going to give one quick one too. So this is in the Herald Sun Zipping Classic.
Zipping was a good horse.
Great horse.
Is that why it's called that?
And I'm going to give you a fair warning.
Is it called that? Is it called zipping because of zipping?
Well, actually, very good question, Joe. I actually don't know, to be fair. But it's over 2,400 this race. And it's in race 7. And there's some bloody good horses in it. Dr. Drill.
Dr. Drill!
That's one of your favourites, that. Now, Spanish Mission, beg your pardon, came second in the Cup.
Yep.
He's got, guess who he's got on him? Who's retiring?
Glenny Boss.
Exactly. So he's number 1. Now, he's only paying $2.
I'll write that down.
But he's only paying $2 to win the Spanish Mission. But I'm not going for that.
No.
No, I'm going to go number 2. It's got Damien Oliver on it, and I back this horse a fair bit. It's Warning.
Yeah.
It's paying $5.20.
That's
so,
crazy stuff.
Yeah, $5.20. So there.
All right.
Yeah.
That's close it.
Or you could do a trifecta. How about that?
Here we go.
In the same race, 1, 2, and who else do you like there, mate?
7.
Dr. Drill. How
Yeah.
about 1, 2, and 6?
Yes.
1, 2, and 6 for a trifecta.
Write that down.
How's that?
1, 2,
We don't
and
do that
6.
anymore. Trifecta in race 7
Yep.
at where are we? At the Caulfield.
Yep.
Okay.
We're going to put $100 on it.
Oh, probably not. Maybe for a little bit on it.
Go for
Hey,
a
no,
mortgage.
no,
Go and put on a mortgage.
No. Anyway, that's it for racing. But no, well, the only reason we did, Rob, we wasn't going to do racing, but we're just saying goodbye to the great Glenny Boss. So
Yeah, he's done well,
good
hasn't
job, right?
he? Maccabi Diva. Is that Maccabi Diva in South Australia? That's
Yes,
where
it is. That's where
Port Lincoln?
Yes, that's correct. There's a big statue at Port Lincoln. You get off the boat and you walk up the park and you can see a statue of Maccabi Diva in the main street.
Can I tell you guys, just
And if no one's looking and the police aren't about, you could probably climb on
you
top
can
and
jump
have a
on.
bit of a ride.
I just want to throw this out because this is our last show for the year, as everyone knows, right? And you're talking about about statues and all that sort of stuff. We've been on since 7 o'clock, so that's an hour and a half now, and I've been
do a Christmas special.
hey, I've been busting to go to the toilet, and I
You've hung in
haven't
there.
gone. I haven't
You've
gone.
hung in there.
I think I should have a statue.
You know when they were talking about.
I need a statue.
What a statue
You
of
know
your-
when they were talking about
Full
floods.
bladder.
You know.
Where will we put that?
Don't make me laugh, though.
A statue of his
You know when they were
full
talking
bladder
about floods in Queensland?
Yes.
and receding.
I think we just broke the dam down there when I went down there before, and that is full there. It's running down the Brisbane River at the moment.
Rob just said they said heavy rain, but I think Anastasia
They did.
turned it around at the border.
She did.
I'm better than that.
Hey,
I'm better than that.
can I get into trouble now?
No,
Should I say it?
say it.
You know that great song by Midnight Oil, I'm over the borderline. Guess where I was when I was up there?
Glenn.
No, don't say that.
Can't say. It was just a joke.
You idiot.
What's the name? What's the name?
You idiot.
Palaszczuk, what is it?
No,
Anastasia.
Palaszczuk.
Anastasia.
Anastasia
You
Palaszczuk.
idiot.
Who gives a shit who you? But anyway, it's all right.
Well, Glennie.
No, I didn't mean that. I'm just joking.
Well, you did get over the border because you flew in there.
Well, I did. I did
was
fly
And
over.
that was a long
Well,
time
I flew over the border.
coming.
I did.
When we have the rains, we have the sunshine. Well, this is it. We are done. That is it for the year 2021. And I would like to thank
2021.
I would like to thank our sponsor,
Yeah,
Corey,
Yeah,
And
we haven't seen a lot of Corey
and the
lately.
Fox.
And
yeah,
the Fox.
he sends me Palaszczuk. He said Palaszczuk. He sends me a text every now and again.
Oh no,
and
I've
it was
seen him, but I'd
yeah.
like to see catch up and have a
Yeah,
beer
it'd be nice to
Have
have a
you
beer
got a
with
with him and
Come back,
Ange and
What?
Have you got a date to come
kids.
back?
No, we haven't set any dates yet, but let me tell you, it's going to
Angie.
be...
Ange as well.
yeah, ha ha on you, Glennie. That's not what you're really saying. You're saying, Glennie, you're a dick. No, we don't actually have a date where we're coming back, but you'll be the first to know. And
Well, I hope so. I'm bloody pressing the buttons.
on behalf of Glennie and myself, the producer, and Lee, we'd like to thank you all for joining us and joining in and talking to us and making the show what it is. Pretty shit, but
Oh, no, look, we've
I
done
think
it
Jeff's-
under some extreme circumstances, as we said this year, and obviously
Jeff's
been
feeling
serious.
better. He's getting more sleep.
Yeah,
He's got his medication. We
we-
can come back
We've got to thank you know.
more regularly.
Tirelessly, I've got to thank the cameraman, camera woman.
He's gotten over his brain.
We've got to thank
Shut up, Dick.
we've got to thank our makeup artist for the complexion I've got at the moment,
the orange shirt.
and we've got to thank all our audio and technical assistant and director Alison that runs the technical ship. Oh, what was that?
This is a big job.
It's a massive
Don't
job.
pumpetize
So,
that.
Hey,
uh,
you can't do it, so shut
And
the
the
up.
show wouldn't be possible. It wouldn't be the #1 rating show that it is.
Well,
mate,
that's a good point.
If we didn't have
Yeah, you haven't thanked old Bones over there. In the
and
corner.
Bones in the corner.
Oh,
who's
hang on.
been
You can't see Bones.
he's been a little
Fred,
bit
isn't it?
stiff
There we
of
go.
late, but he's even put his foot up.
Look at
Hey,
him.
look, he's
He's-
not a bad.
Hey, he's got no pants on. Put his foot down.
Oh, sorry.
You can see straight up there. Oh, that's embarrassing for old Bonesy.
He's,
Hey?
He's a bit.
that's how I felt when I was sitting
That's
in Queensland,
Fred
a couple
in
of
the
pubs
back
up there. That's what I looked like at 12 o'clock at the Southport Bowls, mate.
He's just
We
hiding.
didn't get to
What
12
says
o'clock.
Leo?
They kicked us out by 9.
Let's. We've also need to thank. We need to
Oh,
thank.
there we go. This is great.
We need to thank Donnie and Michelle for the shirts.
We
and the
do.
stubby quills
We
tonight.
appreciate it. And all the best to the Oklahoma State.
Cowboys.
We are going to, sorry, sorry,
I
boys,
think,
but
I think there's a
we're going to
rabbit
have
fridge.
to back
Oh, no.
Michelle in
What?
after giving us this lovely
I'm the same.
present.
Yep.
And, we wish you guys all the best over there.
Just
And
Look
with-
after yourselves.
Without even looking at the screen, I'm going to say guys. I'm going to say thank
mayhem.
you.
Sorry?
It is mayhem, isn't it?
It is mayhem tonight.
I'm going to thank Philly, our cricket consultant. He's a guru.
He is.
Our rugby league consultant, the Fettuccine.
Yeah,
for
he's done a
coming
great
on.
job.
Well, we didn't do too good in the final, eh?
No, well, he
was a-
let's face it, he bottomed out.
It was a
little bit,
blunder.
but
It was a complete
It was,
blunder.
we all make mistakes, Rob, but geez, you really did blunder that.
Oh,
But,
the knowledge was good,
but
but he just cocked it up
anyway,
severely.
it
So
happens in life.
Yeah.
Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
thank you,
It's
Razor
a little bit
Ray.
like Cleve's tips, isn't it? Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
You
know.
I tell you what. Maybe we may come back for one more show if we can get Razor Ray to come in from Bathurst.
Well, Razor, Rob, he's the man that could make something happen there.
We could get a
We
live.
could get
feed.
a,
We do like a Christmas show,
Hey?
like an impromptu Christmas
Well, it's
show.
only next week, so we'll see what
That's
happens
not next
anyway.
week. Christmas isn't next week.
No,
you
Bathurst
know,
is.
He
Yeah,
might take a few
Yeah.
happy snaps or something. And
That'll do.
Yeah.
So that's all I got to say.
So well done.
Have you anything else?
I'm just looking forward to next year. When we, as I said, another year. It's exciting. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
Hope there's no more strains come out or anything.
well, there is a new strain.
I know, I read that.
Yeah.
We
Is
don't
it?
want to know
Yeah.
No,
about
I
it.
don't want to know.
There's a
Don't
bad-
Don't wanna know
no,
about
don't
it.
want to know.
But
The only strain I'll have
I'm-
is if Hawthorn are losing and going into the last quarter by
we
1
won't,
point.
Glennie, we won't give anything away, but we're in for bigger, brighter things next year.
Next year is going to be.
Yeah, let's everyone be happier and
Yeah,
like we are, have a few froths.
Why don't you be happier?
Oh, I am.
No, sometimes you're really grumpy on the show. Look at you with your arms crossed.
You know what? You should live with him.
No, I shouldn't.
Grumps.
I just
Hey,
bought,
Jeff,
Yeah.
pot shouldn't call the kettle black.
Okay.
I just bought a
I'll
new
work on
ring. I always said she had a nice ring. and that's what I get, mate. 34 years of marriage, and that's what happens.
All right,
She had to buy her own
it's
ring.
all gone
It's terrible.
haywire. Thank you so much, guys. We're going to finish the show off tonight just to get you into the Bathurst mood. We're going to show you the pole position drive of last year by Cam Waters, where he did a 2:03 lap.
Yeah.
Look, if you like your motor racing, you'll like this. If you don't, just say goodbye now. But that's all I got.
Yeah, okay, I'll just quickly say, thanks, Mick, my brother, this is. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. And Janine and that for,
Putting up with you.
Putting up with us up there. And I know it was easy, but, we had a great time up there, Southport Bowls. I know they don't want me to ever go back there again. I'm banned, I think. But that was good fun, mate.
I'm getting the feeling you don't want to stop.
Not really, no. Thanks to Grace, she'll be watching there, and your mum, your lovely.
Merry Christmas.
No,
My brother watches.
It's not
Darren.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Darren.
Yeah,
November,
Alice
it's not
and everyone
Christmas.
up at
We won't be
Toowoomba.
anywhere in so
Toowoomba.
You,
and that.
you could say
All right.
Happy Christmas.
Okay.
Happy
Good.
Christmas.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank the dart correspondent, Juanita. for
Absolutely.
the notes.
Oh, God's sake!
Thank you, Juanita.
Juanita,
Forget
God
that.
help me. God help me, Rhonda. Hey, Juanita, where you going over to see?
One day.
We can get direct flight.
We can.
Yeah,
We can get straight to WA. He let us in. We're from Tasmania.
Thank you, Juanita. Thanks, Renee. Thank you, Fettuccine. Thanks to Razor. Thanks to...
I've never been to
I'm going to miss
Perth. I want
everyone's
to come
names.
to Perth.
I want to go. I want to go.
Yeah.
Can we go?
We should go to Perth. Yes,
Yeah, I think we should.
absolutely.
Lock it in. Good
Lots
night,
of good
everyone.
wine over there.
Here is the pole position last year, 2020. Get yourself into Bathurst. Watch it next year. We might be back. We may not be back before
next week,
Christmas.
isn't
It's next weekend. It is on. Have a great Christmas if we don't come back between now and Christmas.
We
love you all.
Yeah. We love you all. Good night.
No, good night.
Night, guys. Bye.
Bye.
1056 in the Monster Energy Racing Mustang to get in here. He's never been on the podium at Bathurst. He was fourth in 2016. Because of the changes to the official results last year in the shootout, he actually qualified second. His championship position at the moment is so good that he could end up being the runner-up in this year's championship, depending on what happens tomorrow. His fourth top 10 shootout. He was a winner recently at Tailem Bend in South Australia as we closed out the back end of the championship, and he's been on the podium a bunch of times this year. 3 times he's been a runner-up, 4 times he's been in third position, and he's had 4 career poles for Armour All. His lap is underway, and it's looking pretty good at the moment on the microsectors, Mark.
He did a beautiful job coming out of turn 1. In fact, it was the best exit of the field so far. No wheel spin, lots of grip, and it looks like the tyres have come in. He's got 4 green tyres in terms of policy, the brand new tyre being applied. It's the harder Dunlop that we've been using all weekend, and he's done a nice job so far. We'll give you the number. The first number, that's the fastest so far, a 50.68.
That's mega. He only barely just sniffed out of the throttle up there at the metal grade as well. A 50.6866 is near enough to 2/10 faster than anybody else we've seen so far, and he and Will Davison have commanded much of the practice so far this weekend. A big lock-up that cost him some time. So in the last part of the S's, it just burned a little bit of time. There was a puff of smoke there on the run to the dipper. How much cost? We're about to find out at intermediate 2. He gets it on target here at Forest Elbow. That'll take some of the advantage away, but it's still better than anybody else. Cam's done a 32.4 at the top of the hill and on target at the moment to potentially be the fastest. This is going to be nip and tuck. He's chasing down the man that he tangled with in the race here last year. Mostert's target time is a 4 flat. 300 kilometres an hour into and out the other side of the chase. He pulls it up squarely. It doesn't squirm like Jamie's car. He does get out the other side. Nobody in those squads is breathing at the moment. Down to the final corner for Cam Waters. If he can pull this up straight, he might even crack a 3. Out the other side of this masterful lap, and Cam Waters pops to the top on a 2-minute 3.5. A brilliant lap. The best we've seen this weekend. Congratulations, Cam Waters.
That's one of the best laps of that young man's life.
Guys, I'm Frothy. You're listening to the Friday Frothy. What a fantastic show.
Thanks, everyone. Good night.